Hey, how we doing, everyone? Let's sort this camera out. Put it this way, because the camera's better. If you're going through dark thoughts, you need to watch this video, whether it's in trading or in life. This is a very, very important video, okay? It's random. I think I need to put more videos like this, raw videos on for you, where I'm out of the office, out of all the lighting or whatever, and I'm just outside doing what I do. So these thoughts come to me and these videos come to me as I'm doing my run. And if you're in my community, you know I will go on random things, random marathons, random half marathons, put myself through certain tests. And when I do a personal channeling probably next year, you'll see that side of my life, away from trading, away from etc., things like that, and my family. But I want to do this video because I get a lot of questions, I get a lot of comments in our personal community, private community, of people struggling and thoughts and things like this, and how to control, especially when it comes to trading. And I got inspired to do this video because I had a conversation with my wife last night, which was going on for hours, and it was always good when you have a long conversation with your wife. And it was about the mistakes that I'd done in relationships and my thought process and things like that. And Bedros Keuilian said something recently, and it was, you're either getting paid for your decisions or you're paying for them now. And I'm middle-aged, you know, I'm 45 next year, and if I would have known all these things when I was younger, we always say that in hindsight, then, you know, life would have been very, very different. And for me, bad thoughts came when I was a professional footballer. I had a traumatic event in a relationship, and I won't go into too much detail, but it was something that stayed in my mind still to this day. I sometimes still can't really sleep at night sometimes because of this event, and it will stick in my mind forever. And at the time that it happened, for about 5 years, I lost my masculinity, I lost certain things, and the continuation of bad thoughts that I constantly had at that time jeopardized, I suppose, my career at that time. Should have gone to a higher level. So at the time, it was baby signing for Arsenal at the time. It was the time where a lot of things were happening in my career at that time, and because of these events that happened, they completely ruined the path and that cycle. If hopefully the finger's not in the way here, because I've got arm ache. I've done my shoulder, so not good at all. And the bad thoughts at that time were really bad, and on the outside it looked great. I had a new car, I was playing professional football at the time, I was doing all these things, and I could date beautiful women or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, the dark thoughts kept creeping in and creeping in and creeping in. And what I see now is a lot of young people, because of social media, see a lot of these kids, and they're doing this with this business, they're doing 100k months, they're doing 150k months. I think I'm on a bike track, by the way. I thought it was nice and quiet here, so I'll turn back round and I'll go back this way, because I thought it was nice and quiet, but it's clearly not. I thought I was in the middle of nowhere, but I'm on a bike track. And I see a lot of these young kids and a lot of middle-aged people, etc., and they might be making a lot of money, and they're lost, or they're depressed, or they're not making any money, and they're really, really unhappy. So it made me think that if you don't know how to deal with your thoughts, and you're not prepared to deal with these thoughts, it doesn't matter what you have, you're going to be unhappy, and you're going to have a real hard battle on your hands. Okay, so for me, I go on these crazy runs, which I'm on at the moment. I'm just having a rest now, to prepare myself for adversity. And I've been through the adversity now. I've been through it. Nobody could tell me anything. I thought I knew everything, okay? I used to blame the whole world. In the back of my mind, I would blame maybe I didn't have a father figure. I would blame that maybe, you know, my mum wasn't around as much as I wanted to. I lived with my grandparents for a period of time. I would blame that I was moved from a mixed school to an all-white school. I would blame football managers, I would blame coaches, I would blame the football system. I blame everybody else, but ultimately it was purely down to the mistakes and the decisions that I was making, and these dark thoughts at the time that I thought should I say, I had to be a certain way in society, in this world. Forgive me if there's a breeze. Now, to get round this, you must have this identity on yourself that if you stay in the victimhood and these dark thoughts control your mind, then it's going to spiral and it's going to be 10 times worse. And how can I relate this then to trading? So when I go to trading, it's, how can I put it? If you are to have a bad trading day, or you are to have chasing money, recently I've had a couple of students, and they're so focused on, forgive me, they're so focused on, they want to finish their career and they want to end, they want to get out of their job, and they're so focused on doing that they're trying to rush the process on the trading, okay? And because then that's not working, they're having these dark thoughts and they're going spiraling, and they're messaging me and saying, Fran, I'm really, really struggling with this. I can't get my head around it, because these thoughts around the dreaded job or the dreaded business, okay? That's what these thoughts are around. And if you continue to spiral into these thoughts and you don't, basically, if you're a man the fuck up, and get your masculinity back and get out of this insecurity way of thinking, it's only going one way. It really, really is only going one way. So you must put yourself in situations that are going to test you. This is why I talk about just randomly going on runs, or randomly putting yourself through, or camping solo, or these types of things. And these are things that I will continue to push and continue to do in my own life, because the community that I'm building over at 10 Trading, at the end of the day, we're traders. Yes, of course, that's how we're going to make our living. We want to take that money and we want to invest it in things, but there's no point in having money. There's no point in doing these things if you feel lost, if you let these dark thoughts overtake your life, okay? And the only way you're going to be able to get strong and deal with these dark thoughts is you have to go for traumatic events. As I mentioned, you know, what I went through was, in hindsight, the best thing that happened to me at the time. But it took me far too long to get my masculinity back, to get me who I was, the fun, loving, kind of joking, creative person. It took me a long, long time. I'm talking 4, 5, 6, 7 years. But that was purely down to the fact that I was in an environment. So when you take your trading to the next level, make sure that your life, your dark thoughts from your life are all intact, people. It's very, very important that you know that you've got to have all areas of your life intact. So if you're going through dark thoughts at the moment, people, put yourself in an environment where you have to go through adversity. Put yourself in an environment where, when the tough times are coming, because the tough times will always come, you never know when they're going to be, that they don't feel as tough, okay? My wife recently was going for a few little things, but to her, they're big things. They're huge things to her, because she has not had the self-development or self-mastery, or knows how to deal with dark thoughts the way that I have. So it's very, very important that you put yourself through that adversity to deal with that. Otherwise, you're going to remain the same as everybody else. And you're never going to get to the level that you want to get to, on a psychological and a spiritual level. So very, very different video, out in the sticks, in between my run. I've got to carry on my run now. So again, if you feel with anything like this and you have dark thoughts, and this video really, really helped you, then I'd be interested to comment below in this, because I like these types of videos, the psychology videos and the things like that, getting out a little bit more on that personal connection that we can have with each other. So put the comments below if you're struggling with things in life and then they're coming into your trading, because the things that are happening behind the scenes are obviously going to be happening in your trading, and that's what's going to cause you to obviously have big losses and not be consistent. So again, yeah, I'll see you soon.